Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Jay Nicole back at it for another YouTube video. And for y'all that don't know, I'm a real estate investor who primarily wholesales. And my channel just shows you the day to day, behind the scenes, what it looks like to be a successful wholesaler, right? So I typically do my live cold calling slash prospecting Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? So when I'm having these sessions, a lot of times people that tap in and they tune in and they watch, they 9 times out of 10 they have the same question, right? And they always ask me like, "Hey, I hear a lot of voicemails. I hear a lot of answering machines. Like, how come you never leave a voicemail?" And I'm like, "Look, I never really address it too deep because mind you, I'm like live cold calling, so any minute somebody could pick up the phone, as well as trying to respond to them in the comments. So I just wanted to take this video to share why I don't leave voicemails, right? So typically when you're prospecting, which is cold calling, right? What you want to do is talk to as much people as possible. You want to have as much contacts as possible because it's a contact sport, right? The more people you talk to, it increases your likelihood of getting and generating leads. And that's the name of the game for those specific time block. For me, it's 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. For someone else, such as yourself, if you're cold calling, it could be when you get off work from 6 to 8, 5 to 8, whatever the time frame is, as long as you have a dedicated window to just do lead generation. That's it, right? So if I was to like stop and leave a voicemail for every answer machine we get, it would do two things, right? Number one, it would stop me from getting to talk to as much people live as possible. Because again, if you take your time, you leave a voicemail, "Hey, such and such, this is Jay. Give me a call back, calling about the property, da, 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 da." That takes an additional, let's say 45 seconds, right? And when I'm using a dialer, it dials 3 lines at a time. So I'm literally losing time and losing, it's an opportunity cost that's not worth it. Because the second point of that is, let's say somebody does call back, right? While I'm on the line. What's going to happen is while I'm dialing, I'm going to have to look at my phone. I'm going to have to pick it up. I'm going to say, "Hello, hi, who is this?" And what's going to happen is, trust me, don't ask me how, because it has happened before. When I used to leave voicemails, when I just started out, what they would say is, "Oh, hey, you just called me." And in my head, I'm like, I literally just called 100 people. Like, I don't know who exactly are you. And then it's just back and forth. And then while they're talking, I'm trying to look it up. And it just gets so cumbersome. And long story short, it never amounts to nothing except for lost time and opportunity lost, because while I'm trying to like go back and forth with this person to see if they actually want to have an offer, I'm losing the opportunity for me to talk to new people that's in the dialing session, right? So the trade off for that just does not make sense at all. So that's why I don't personally leave voicemails. Granted, there's exceptions to every rule, right? So cold prospecting, cold calling, it's a straight no for me. Only time I would highly recommend to leave voicemails is if you actually have a lead, you generated a lead, and you're following up to, let's just say, set an appointment. Let's say you set up an appointment and they no showed you, or they didn't, pick up. I would call them 3 times and leave a voicemail, send them a text, do what you got to do until you get to that person, right? So a follow-up sequence for a lead is completely different than just a straight cold calling session where you're trying to generate as much prospects as possible. So it's a little bit of a difference there. So that's just my 2 cents. Everybody has their own strategy. You just got to do what works for you. But when it comes to any of my students or people that I mentor, I highly recommend to them to not leave any voicemails, because it's just going to slow you down. It's It's going to bog you down. It's going to throw you off your game. And you're not going to get any traction to get those leads that we all desperately either generate with time or with money, right? So there you have it. That pretty much wraps up why I don't leave voicemails at all. If you got any feedback, or if you think otherwise, like, look, I leave voicemail. I would like to, curiously, I would like to hear what y'all think. So yeah, let me know. Leave it in the comments. As always, like, comment, subscribe. And if you really tapped in or you want to get serious about learning how to get started in real estate without any cash or credit, feel free to tap into my masterclass, school.com/wholesale masterclass. I'll put the link in the description below. But see y'all on the next one. All right. Peace.